Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to episode 2 of my Trying Weird Games series. So, in today's episode, we're going to actually be looking at a game called Castle Miner Z. Now, if you've never heard of this game, I don't blame you, because it was actually released back in 2011 exclusively on the Xbox 360 marketplace, and it would not receive a PC port until, I believe, 2014 when it was put onto Steam. Now, Castle Miner Z is actually a sequel to the original Castle Miner, except the difference being Castle Miner Z has a lot less emphasis on building and more emphasis on surviving. In fact, Castle Miner, the original, had over 200 different block types to build with, whereas Castle Miner Z only has about 30, I think. And they really just completely removed the building aspect of the game, essentially. I mean, you can still build, but there's not a lot of blocks to build with, and zombies will break down your fort if you play on any difficulty that's not easy mode. That being said, Castle Miner Z is kind of like a Minecraft mixed with Call of Duty Zombies, mixed almost with Skyrim in a way. I guess not really Skyrim, but it does have a lot of dragons in it. In fact, as you go through the world, you'll see in the footage here that dragons will routinely just kind of spawn in and then shoot fireballs at you, which will kill you quite easily. Now, overall, I remember this game being kind of a mixed bag reception-wise. It came out on the console before Minecraft was available on the Xbox 360, because that wasn't available till I think May of 2012, whereas Castle Miner Z came out in late November. So for people who wanted to get their Minecraft fix in but didn't have a PC they could play it on, would oftentimes get this game. Now, I actually got this game on Xbox at least long after Minecraft had come out for it. I just was getting bored of Minecraft and I kind of wanted to dabble into the modded scene where they had different mods for Minecraft to add in guns and stuff, but of course they didn't have those on the 360, and at the time, my old crappy laptop definitely couldn't run mods because it couldn't even run the base game of Minecraft. So I got this game to try it out. So I remember playing this, and I actually had a lot of fun on it because it looks, on the surface level, it looks like a Minecraft clone. It just looks like Minecraft with guns, and a lot of people have summarized it as such. In reality, it's a bit different than that. You can't play this game like you play Minecraft, because first of all, the monsters in this game are horrifying. They pretty much consist of zombies, skeletons, and dragons. There are a few others, but those are biome specific. Now, for the most part, biomes in this game work differently too. If you spawn into a world on Minecraft, you'll find that you'll be in a random biome every time, and there's really no... The only specific biomes in Minecraft are the Nether and the End, right? Whereas in Castle Miner Z, you always spawn into this kind of plains, forest, hills, whatever... I don't know what it's actually considered, but you always spawn into this biome upon starting a new game every single time. Also, the only way to save your spawn location is the teleporter beacon, which is quite hard to make. It's actually a late game item, so it's not like Minecraft where you can just put it down at bed. Now, Castle Miner Z has two primary game modes. You have survival, and then you have endurance. In survival mode, it's just basically like, it plays like regular Minecraft for all intents and purposes. In endurance mode, you lose all of your items on death. They're just gone. They don't respawn. You can't even pick them up once you've died. They just disappear. And that's another thing about this game. Items despawn very, very quickly, to the point where you have maybe, I'd say, a minute and a half to actually get your items once you've died if you're playing in survival mode. But in endurance mode, you can actually earn achievements, but the achievements are quite ridiculous. I think there's one for killing like 1,000 zombies. There's another one for playing the game for like 24 hours straight or something ridiculous like that. Again, you can only get these achievements in endurance mode, which also doesn't save. It's kind of on the order of a hardcore mode, but it just doesn't save at all. So when you exit the game, whatever world you've been playing with and whatever items you've acquired just disappear and you never see them again. I really don't know why this is a thing. It's kind of annoying, especially considering it is a bit of a sandbox game, and the fact that this is the only way to get achievements, I was never a fan of it. I never played it for more than an hour. But I did used to play survival mode because there is a few interesting ideas in it. So as I mentioned before, biomes are a little bit different. It's not quite a Minecraft clone in this way. With biomes, there's a giant bedrock tower in the middle of the map. You cannot destroy this tower at all. So that just marks the middle of the map. And the further you travel away, it tells you on the top right of the screen, the further the amount of blocks gets as you travel away from the center of the map, the more the biomes will change. And when the biomes change, you actually get a soundtrack that plays, which is actually quite nice. It's really incredible. I don't know where they got the soundtrack from. I don't even know the official names of the track or the composer or anything, but the soundtrack is incredible. I'll let a clip of it play here so you can hear what I'm talking about. So as you can see, the soundtrack is quite nice, and a new track will play for every new biome that you reach. I want to say there's only about 5 or 6 biomes in the entire game, and most of them just come on. You start off in that forest hills biome, then you reach a desert, then you'll reach a more of a practical mountain per se, where there's actually snow on the tops of the mountains, and the further out you go, the more resources are available on the surface. And then after the mountains, I believe it's an ice field. It's been a very long time since I've played this, and it's actually quite challenging. Even with the best gear available, it's quite challenging as a game, even on easy mode. Most of the footage I'm playing on here is easy difficulty, and it's a really challenging game. There's no way to increase your character's health, speed, or armor, or anything like that, which is kind of disappointing because you would think that they'd allow you to have some kind of armor. Now, your character's skin on the PC version is always like this SWAT team guy, but on the Xbox version, which I thought was really cool, you were actually able to use your Xbox avatar. So if you had like the Master Chief as an Xbox avatar, or an ODST from Halo, or literally any other avatar, it could be used in-game, and you would play as your Xbox avatar. And that, I think, was a really cool feature that obviously did not come over to PC, given the fact that Xbox avatars are a thing of the past now, and obviously they're not through Steam. That being said, though, there is no actual practical way in the Xbox version or the PC version to increase your health or your stats in any way, shape, or form. Another thing to note that's interesting, you have a very limited sprint and double jump ability in survival mode, but not in endurance mode. So that was interesting to note. So the further you go out from the center of the world, the more resources will be available on the surface. You can go underground to get resources, but there's just significantly more of them with each biome you cross. And the further away you get, not only are there more resources, but there are more enemies and more powerful enemies. So the assault rifle that you got in the beginning forest area that may be perfect for fending off the zombies there will take an entire magazine and a half to kill those zombies later on once you get to the mountain biome. And then you need to upgrade your weapons just like you would in Minecraft. However, different bullet-based weapons use different types of bullets. So if you have regular bullets, you cannot use those bullets in, say, a gold machine gun, because a gold machine gun requires iron bullets, a diamond machine gun requires gold bullets, and it keeps going that way. Basically, whatever weapon you have will require one tier below in its material that type of ammo. There is a way to get really, really good weapons that was added later on, and this is one of the biomes that's not distance specific so much, and these are the meteor biomes. These things are terrifying. So in the meteor biomes, aliens will spawn, which they're a biome exclusive mob. They don't spawn anywhere else, just by the meteors, and these things can take a hit. I've shot at them, I've emptied 500 plus rounds of regular ammo into them, and they'll still be chasing after you. And they do a lot of damage. They can kill you in 1 to 2 hits. Not to mention there'll also be zombies and skeletons and dragons also trying to kill you at the same time. And in the meteors, if you fend off all the aliens, you can actually find space rock and space goo, which will allow you to make laser weapons. Laser weapons are ridiculously powerful. Usually they can take dragons down in the spawn area in 1 to 2 hits, and then as you continue to go further out into the world, it'll only take a few hits, but it's never going to take you a full magazine with anything higher than a pistol to kill anything when you're using a laser weapon. They also have laser swords, which are kind of interesting, and I'm not sure how legal they are, considering they literally use the exact same sound effects of a lightsaber from Star Wars, so I feel like there might be a copyright issue there, but I don't really know any details on that specifically. But they are cool. They mine things quickly, they kill things quickly. Definitely something cool. Now, going beyond that, once you go out further, after you're out for a couple of thousand blocks, you'll encounter an ice fields biome, and then eventually you'll encounter just a giant, basically stone area where it's nothing but stone and ores. It's essentially what's underground, but it's on the surface. Now, speaking of underground, if you dig far enough underground, you can actually find bloodstone. You'll find a layer of bloodstone, or sometimes you'll find a hole in the ground. But a lot of the times you'll find a layer of bloodstone. Unlike in Minecraft, where the Hellstone variant called Netherrack is some of the weakest blocks in the game, Bloodstone is actually the strongest block in the game, and if you get 10 Bloodstone, you can make a Bloodstone pickaxe, which is the best mining tool in the game. Once you mine through that Bloodstone layer, you can jump down and go into Hell. I feel like this was something that the developers maybe planned to flesh out more, but there is nothing in Hell worth getting. It is super, super dark down there. There's lava, there's these giant biome-specific monsters called demons that seem to be even harder to kill than aliens, and overall there's nothing down there. Occasionally the monsters will drop diamonds and things if you kill them, but realistically you're better off just going further out from the start if you really want to get decent ore that badly. It's not worth going down to Hell. I think of all the time I played Castle Miner, I've never really went down there and stayed down there for more than a few minutes. It seems like something that just wasn't fully realized in its potential. That being said, if you go out even further from the start, there is a Hell on Earth type biome, where basically just like the underground comes to the surface area, you'll actually see the Hell biome also come to the surface area. Now beyond that, I've never been able to get farther than that. Like I said, the game is quite difficult, and with no way to actually increase your character's health, I've never been able to get beyond that. I have, however, heard of rumors that there's supposedly another biome, the final biome, that is just an endless field of lanterns. I don't know if that's a glitch or if that's supposed to be there. I'm not sure if that's been patched out. It's kind of hard to find any information on this game because not a lot of people talk about it. And overall, I would say it's actually a solid game considering what it was. I think it only cost like $3 back in the day on the Xbox Live Marketplace. And on Steam, at one point they were asking $10, but now I think it's only like $5 or $3, something like that. And it's actually a solid game. I would definitely, if nothing else, if you have some spare change lying around, I definitely recommend trying it out just to see, just to experience it, because it is an interesting experience, but it's not something I could see playing long term. You don't really want to play online because the entire online community, what little there is of it, is overrun with hackers that will literally hack into your computer and delete your world files. I've had it happen to me. I used to have a world with a decent-sized castle on it, but it got hacked and deleted. It's not worth playing online, realistically, but it's interesting to go through a quick single-player run. So that being said, that's Castle Miner Z. Just a bit of an old gem, maybe, maybe not. I don't really know what to call it. It's certainly interesting. But yeah, that's Castle Miner Z. So if you want to see me look at more weird old games, or just weird games in general, leave a like on this video, subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching, and as always, stay safe. Goodbye.